Jeez, see, look how many people they have. Yeah, it's their nighttime, is what they said. Man, it's a lot of people. These older kingdoms, or the kingdoms that are more organized, they're really good at, I think, funneling into one alliance. They do a good job of that. Hey, Tricky. Hey, hang on. I'm gonna put my headphones in, swap Discord in there because I just started streaming, so I don't want all the girls to fall in love with you, Tricky, when they hear your voice. So I'll be right back. Well, they definitely did. I think they definitely went down maybe 20 minutes after, or when Zone 6 was a massacre, and we were kind of, it was it was pretty apparent we were losing pretty bad in Zone 6. I think. Yeah, it was bad. Mm-hmm. Well, I don't think we're gonna be able to hang on to that fort. Yeah, yeah. While we have 83 people, 80 plus people. 5. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I think looking at the map tricky, the idea would be we have 2 amp. So just imagine that 2 or 3 amp has come out of that pass, and they kind of have that corner secured, and we would be kind of fortified, kind of protecting that corner, helping them protect that corner, and like wanting to get real established in this corner, and then being able to push out, because then we have protection on essentially, backside and 3 sides almost, and then just get hunkered down the corner, and then it'd be easier to push out from the corner there. But just get ourselves in a position to where we can make a push for that corner. Yeah. Well, that's why I want to go up there, because there's only one alliance, and and it'd be hard even if they wanted to try to get another alliance up there now and build a fort. If we're up there, we could put an end to that. Well, no, we have everybody in one, so we're gonna have to push it. We can go back later in the 3MP and do that, but for one, especially before they start putting forts around this, like right now, if we come out of the pass and go up, there's only that one alliance to deal with, and it's just flags. So that's what I said. If we push out of this pass and work up to meet 3 amp, and then, but I don't know how far we go. I would say a good goal for right now is see above the ruins where the mountain jets out. Above the ruins, how the mountain gets up. If we can get our flags up there to the Huron, basically to the Huron up there, and create a front that we can hold, then we can take a breather and and think about how to set up from there. Yeah. We're basically we just have to cut one flag of theirs. 18 CS. But you see what they're doing now. They're porting right outside of our pass. So I don't know if we can even do that now. I just saw that. Yeah. See, we did this completely backwards. We should have done the flag stuff first. That's what I'm saying. We can't even we can't. I mean, Yep, I recognize some of those guys. Pretty easily. I think so. I don't think that was them at all. I mean, it's like half fours. Yeah. Yeah, because the problem is reinforcing the build flag is brutal, man. I mean, what I would say, run the rallies to just transport like, and then cancel them to get troops to the flag. Mm-hmm. Four or 5 hours. See, dude, I don't know if it's. We don't even have any presence now outside the pass. I think it's too late. Yeah, because what time? What time is it for you guys now? Like 8 o'clock at night? 10. Hmm. Yeah. I mean, your guys' time zones. Our time zones don't get hopping here for it's 3 in the afternoon here, so everybody's still working and yeah, because Asia, their time zone is, I think it's late too for them. It kind of the same as you. I mean, maybe an hour or two ahead of you even. So it's probably like 1 or 2 in the morning there. Yeah, so I would say two. Yeah, I think that would be the optimal time. But I think you're that is you guys will be off too, won't you? Okay. Yeah, because right now our numbers, which has already dropped 20 spots. See, people are here just for the ruin type stuff, I think. But if we can have 50 online and the Americas people will can fill the people that are getting off that are Europe and those folks. I think I mean all we can do is gauge. Let's just see if we'll have enough, but also they've got to chill out too on the other side. We've got to see a decrease in activity from their side. Yeah, let's see. No, yeah, yeah. You would think that, but you know what I bet's going to happen now that we did this? I wouldn't be surprised if they say, you know what, let's get this fort down over here. Don't give them a chance to come out. We're going to build this fort on the top side. They're going to start fortifying this pass. The good thing is because of the terrain, they already got flags there. I don't think they're going to have a hard time building multiple forts. It's going to have to come behind that mountain. Yeah. Yeah, see, we can build a flag right below that level 5 fort out there, right to the outside right of our pass. Well, so let's just reconvene and when the let's say 30 minutes after the ruins, and see what they do. Well, I think wait, because yeah, because they're smart. They know we're gonna just pick them off like that. I think these people are AFK, so I'm just gonna pick them off. I do, but it's not like I just do it so we have a record, and we can go back and kind of look at all the stuff during KVK. Remember like our battles and stuff. I'm not like it's just called the First Empire. Yeah, it usually, I think I have Discord set up where it'll announce when we're streaming. By no means am I like a Chisgul entertainer. I go back and look and remember. Yeah, that's how it all started. And then what happened is it was really hard. I was trying to help members with different aspects of the game, all the way down to just how to kill guardians, and it was hard to communicate through a chat, how to use the side panel instead of clicking and dragging, and how to actually do targeting. So then I started making videos about that, just for an educational standpoint, just to make our alliances better, So I never did it, or I never had the mindset like, oh, I'm gonna be a YouTuber and monetize this. It's just ways I wanted to help our alliance. God, this is just a freaking mosh pit. It's getting too deep in here. Oh gosh, my Alex is done. I was looking around down low. I wasn't paying attention. Not good. Not good. Yeah, don't you hate that? It's a lot of that 10 seconds, and when it's loading, it seems like it is forever. You're like 15%, 20%, 70%. You're like, come on! and even worse than that is sometimes it'll load, and then when you take casualties, it says your alliance sent you resources, so that screen pops up, and then it goes to your city, and it shows the horses, the donkeys come in, and that's like another 5 or 10 seconds. You're like, no, I don't care about that right now, and you can't even like immediately exit. You have to wait for that to run through that animation. You're like, gah. Yeah. Yeah, I got pretty bad there. But lag is, I don't know. That's a I couldn't imagine what Lilith deals with there to have servers. I mean, if you just look at this Lost Kingdom, think about how many active how many players are on giving instructions for it to handle that. I mean, that's to be honest, I'm surprised it's and they got that across how many kingdoms and Lost Kingdoms? Like, I couldn't imagine what their server loads are like. The thing I don't get, what I hate is when your troops auto align. Okay, like here in this mosh pit, right? Come on, I sent her back like ages ago. When you feed people out, and it starts correcting, like when it picks a target and they start moving around in a circle to surround it. Why is it that my tank march is never the one to swing out on the outside? It's always sending my squishy marches out there, and my tank march stays close. I hate that. I gotta refresh this. It is crazy to me though. Like, this is supposedly their downtime, and it's our peak time, and we still don't have more presence than they got. Mind blowing. Tricky. You don't have like 2 or 3 billion food just laying around extra in your castle, do you? Yep. I was just telling Pred about that new bundle. Really? I guess that makes sense. Yeah, because you were trying to max out rewards. I remember before you migrated. Yeah, yeah. It was. I had just over 5,000 of those level 4 Pigums bred coming into this KVK. You guys there? Hang on. All right, you can hear me? Oh yeah. That's the problem. Yeah, that's. I'm sure that they'll settle down. Yeah, I'm not very good at slowing down. I cut. think? See, I would have thought that, but I was using that as the bait tank march because we're so outnumbered. But I've been trying. What I was trying to do, actually, to be honest, so I did Richard Charles, and I wanted to compare the reports with the Richard Alex to make that point, to see, am I getting more value in them tanking with Alex behind, just to tank with a little bit of attack, or just have an all-out tanky march. But I'll switch it. The easy thing is I have all my equipment on Richard and all my equipment on Alex right now, so it's easy to switch. And I have all my attack-oriented infantry equipment on Alex, and I have all my defensive, health kind of oriented equipment on Richard. I do a lot of that stuff, trying to figure out, when I look at the reports, the difference in those equipments. Same thing last night. I got to go back through, but I saved some reports. A couple of our flags and our fort was getting rally last night. I hit a Richard Mulan in the castle right next to it, and I was hitting that rally with that Richard Mulan while it was getting swarmed. And I want to go through the battle log and really see how much extra damage it did compared without, to see if the value's worth the troops out, because I was a single march hitting it, so it melted. I got it off, I think, 3 times. And see, the thing with her skill, that 4th skill, I want to see how many times it actually fires off realistically in that real scenario. Because that's the only thing I hate about when we do those dual testings and stuff, the thing that's unrealistic is, in real world, or real war, you don't just run a march to the ground. So where you have on paper like, oh, this should be really good, if you look at the battle log, that 4th skill, that passive skill, may have not even fired off in real war. And if that's how you fight, and you're going into that fight thinking, I have this 4th skill, when in reality you're not staying in the fight long enough to really utilize that. You know what I mean? That's kind of a waste. And you're probably doing yourself a disjustice by sending troops out there thinking you have the skill. So you need to have an understanding of what makes marches good. I think, obviously I'm a pro El Cid. Everybody has said he's trash. And I just think people don't know how to use El Cid. And the thing with El Cid is you can't be afraid. Like, you've got to let your march get below 50%, because that's when he's the most effective. So I don't know if you guys noticed or not, but in these rallies, why I've been having so much success with these rallies with him is I'm only putting in like 100, 120 troop marches, even though I have my expansion stuff, because I want my march to hit that 50% threshold quicker and start getting that extra skill, that extra 25% damage from that 4th skill, and then putting an emphasis on it being reinforced, because the longer that rally can go, the better it's going to be with El Cid. Those rallies that we start and it gets swarmed, we have to cancel, or we have to cancel pretty early. You're not going to get as good results with El Cid, because he's got to have time to have that. Yeah, and then you start firing off your rage a lot more. So if that's why I wanted to put Alex behind and test it behind, because then he's firing off his skill even more than if he was primary, probably. Because he gets below. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you got to spend some time breaking down the reports and yeah, those microisms. I mean, it seems small, but all those microisms add up. And I mean, people don't understand 1 second. That's basically one turn. There's a lot that happens in that 1 second in that battle log. So I try to stress the point, like people reinforcing stuff, they think even from 10 seconds away, which seems like they're close enough, that's 10 turns. That's a lot of damage. Predator. Yeah. Where'd you go? Oh, you left Predator? Oh, he's back. I'm in the pass. Tricky work. There's a CC right there. Predator, you in? Oh, he's running over. You're coming out? Okay. The Alex. I'm targeting Alex. The Alex that's low. Yeah, I'm going back too. See how, like that, like my El Cid gets clear on the outside, and he was. Go El Cid, go! Brutal. Not controlling these marshes very good. Who you targeting? Low Alex? Jeez. I really wish when you're inside the pass like this, you could click and select. Oh, it does let it. Never mind. Wasn't letting me before. Hmm. Yes. Yeah. I mean, you have to tip your hat to 86 though, because even to do what they did, the amount of people it takes, active people online at one time, to be that many places at once and to court. Yeah. For sure. Yeah, they just did a really good job in having a lot of people. All those Richards. I mean, there's times where like sometimes I would get stuck in a swarm, and I mean my troop would be like standing still, like it was in quicksand, like it couldn't move. It was getting so many march reductions. I didn't think it would stack, but apparently it does. Oh, Predator, you're deep. I'm right here behind you. They're coming now. They're definitely targeting my old Sid. Who you focus on, Brad? That Alex? That's low health? Or this Richard? Yeah. I really need more marches. It should be. I'm gonna refresh. I don't know if you noticed. Oh, that guy didn't. That's the first one I've seen. But most of them bring in all T5 also. Oh, see, they had a Mulan in here. CC Mulan. That's interesting. I might. Yeah, that was a lot better trades. Because I have mostly T4 out there. When you go 3, 4 to 1 against all T5, that's always good. A lot of Alex YSGs, isn't there? So on these reports, when you're reading the report and it's showing you, you know, all the marches that you encountered in that fight, the order that the marches are listed in is the first one that hits you, or is that the march that you targeted? Hit. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Well, the reason why, because what can get tricky in these mosh pits is, so let me clean these out. So I'm just looking at. Okay, so like my Alex March. These reports. Okay, so here, 1536. So 336, my time. I have a report that starts at 1536, and it has some marches, and what I'm guessing is happening, like I clicked on this guy that's first in the report because it's the first one I hit. All those other ones was Alex Richards, so they were either hitting me, let's see if or my AoE was hitting them, because there's a lot of 0 and 0, so like Richard's AoE, you know, deep. But then the next report up, it overlaps that report, and it still has the same guy, so it must have still been targeting on that guy. But then you have some other marches come into the game about halfway through, so 30 seconds later. And then the report that follows that, I switched. I was thinking, see, I always thought the guy in the first report or listed first was who you targeted. Because the reports overlap. So if you look on these two reports, I have some of the same guys that are like halfway into the report that would have been targeting me, but the same guy is listed first. Does that make sense? So, like, I have 4 reports from my Alex march. And if you look at those 4 reports and you look at the actual marches that are included in those reports, the first 2 reports, the first march doesn't change. The other marches beyond that change a little bit. But then that third report, the first march, the third and fourth report, the first march is the same but different from the first 2 reports. And if you look at the timelines, they overlap. So it's all so if those four reports combined is from 1536 all the way to 1539. So 3-minute fight out there. So it's showing you what happened in that 3 minutes, right? And in that 3 minutes, it's breaking down who you're. Put it this way: the first march on the report is the march you're engaged with, whether you clicked them or not, because you might have killed a march or you might switch marches, but it's the one that you're engaged with. The other marches listed behind the first march are all like countered it, like you're not directly engaged with that single target. It's all the targets involved in the fight, but that your march wasn't engaged with is how I read these reports. Yes, except even in that report where it's just like it would just be AoE, it relists the one that you're engaged in. So, for example, say I bring a march out and there's 3 enemy marches out there. I'm gonna target one march. I can only target one march, right? So I target that march. All 3 of them are hitting my single march, and then I switch targets, and still all 3 of theirs are hitting me, but I switch my primary target, and then I switch again. Well, when that fight... Oh, really? So every time I switch marches, it's not generating a new report? Okay. See, I thought that's what I thought was happening. Is when I left, like say I got killed or I pulled away, when it sends those, it would send me 3 reports, and it would, in those reports, it would have a different march listed at the top because I had 3 different. I was engaged from my end, engaged in 3 different. That's how I thought they worked. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, and as long as you're getting hit, that rage bar will continue to go. Because you notice that against barbs, that's how you chain barbs, is you can pull away from a barb, but if it's still hitting you, your rage bar is still going. And I guess that's true because it won't send you a report until like you get too far away from that barb, you know, and then it disengages, and then that report comes. That makes sense. Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, that does make sense. I don't think so. I mean, I think they're just delaying it. Yeah, I don't, dude. I'm over. Yeah, I always use a 24. What happened in KVK 3? You thought 8 hours was enough? Oh no. Oh no. Did you get wrecked? Oh no. Oh, really? So it so is he is it difficult to come back from being zeroed? Because I mean, yeah, because I was gonna say at least you have what 700,000 or something from your hospital, so it's not like you are completely zero. Yep, that is true. It's like I self-zeroed. I mean, I'm down, and I just train. I probably trained. Let's see. I'll tell you how much I trained. I trained at probably around 1.5 million troops the last 48 hours. Yeah, that's nice, huh? Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know how many troops I've lost? Both KVKs? Yeah, but I lost 4 million first KVK, and I'm already at 4 million for this KVK. Mm-hmm. They they're gone. I know you want to take a couple hours and maybe try to do something. No, I mean now for the next couple hours. Because I think they probably. My thinking is because they're not even hanging out. There's no marches out. They don't see any march. They're like, oh, they're done. And so they're like, okay, good. I can go to bed. It's 3 a.m. See ya. So like I see some bubbles. So, I mean, we'll know real quick if we put that flag down, top right corner by that level 5 bar fort. We'll see how many start coming out. Let me try to get Alicia in here. In fact, too. We can. Well, we can rally and bring more troops out. and bubbled. Oh yeah, yeah, that's true. Uh, we just hopping in here in 5 minutes. She said.